It all kicked off when an old, blurry video of Chrissy and Cam in a dimly lit VIP lounge went public. In that clip, they're leaning close, whispering and sharing laughs in a way that felt way too intimate for friends. Chrissy even brushed her hand against Cam's leg and rested her palm on his chest. As soon as it went online, Harlem was buzzing. Jim Jones was at home scrolling through his phone when he stumbled on it. He replayed the clip 3 times, then hurled his device across the room, disappeared for hours, and finally returned looking haunted, his eyes red, his face drawn. That wasn't just a random leak, it became a full-blown crisis. Social media exploded with hashtags like #JockJimCam and #Chrissy Exposed. Fans resurrected decade-old reality show moments, dissecting every glance and smile between the two. Comments turned into heated debates. Was Chrissy cheating? Had Cam thrown away their friendship? Or was something else at play? Meanwhile, inside Jim's house, nothing felt peaceful. People close to him say he spent the night pacing, phones in hand, trying to make sense of it all. He rang his mother, Nancy, and, through tears, she urged him to confront the situation, head on. "Don't let them play you like that," she reportedly said. But Jim kept quiet online, fueling rumors that he was plotting something drastic. 2 days later, a private message from Cam surfaced. He'd replied to a fan, laughing off the fallout with a "I stole his girl" joke. That was the spark. Jim grabbed his keys, summoned his crew, and declared, "We need to settle this face-to-face." He drove straight to a Harlem studio, pushed in without knocking, and walked up to Cam mid-session. No warning, no words, just a punch to the jaw. Chairs flew, friends scrambled, and fights broke out. Witnesses filmed the entire thing, capturing Jim screaming, "I trusted you. This is how you repay me?" Security finally pulled them apart, but the damage was done. Within hours, that video was everywhere. Viewers were stunned that the Dipset brotherhood had shattered so violently. Some cheered Jim on, praising loyalty over everything. Others condemned him for resorting to violence. Through it all, Chrissy remained silent, only adding fuel to the fire. Her absence of denial left fans wondering, what is she hiding? Cam later tried to downplay the incident. He posted a story of himself and his crew laughing, insisting it was nothing serious. But the bruises on his face told a different story. Trolls flooded his feeds with clown emojis and snake stickers. It was clear he couldn't spin this one. Back in his apartment, Chrissy reportedly broke down. Friends say she locked herself away, unable to face calls or texts. She thought her private moment with Cam would never surface, and now she felt the world was against her. Meanwhile, Jim swung between fury and heartbreak. He posted a live video, bloodied lip visible, warning, "Don't ever play with me like that. Once you cross me, it's over." Just when people thought it might calm down, another, clearer video emerged from a new angle. This one showed Chrissy and Cam clasping hands under the table and laughing like conspirators. As Cam reached in to whisper something, Chrissy's face lit up with a slow, confident grin. The sight of it confirmed everyone's worst fears. This was more than friendly flirting. It was something deliberate. Jim watched that clip stone-faced. He didn't flinch. He didn't scream. Instead, he turned off his phone and returned to his music studio. Insiders say his next tracks were darker than ever, with lines about betrayal and backstabbing. He used his lyrics to pour out his pain, hoping the booth would bleed away the hurt. On the business side, love and hip-hop producer Mona Scott Young smelled ratings gold. She reached out to all sides, planning a reunion special, with cameras rolling 24/7. While Cam eagerly signed on, "Let's clear the air," he said. Chrissy hesitated. She felt exposed, embarrassed to relive every moment. But eventually she agreed, quoting, "People deserve the truth, not just the gossip." The day of the taping, tension crackled in the air. Security stood guard, and green rooms were set, up separately. Jim told his manager, "I'm going in wounded, but I'll walk out free." When the cameras lit up, the host asked Jim to address Chrissy and Cam firsthand. He looked at Chrissy, then at Cam, his voice low. "I trusted you. Both." Chrissy wore all black and dark glasses, her expression hollow. Cam strolled in joking, but his bravado fell flat under the glare of studio lights. When Chrissy tried to speak, Cam cut her off, saying, "It wasn't planned, it just happened." Jim snapped back. Feelings between brothers and their girl aren't complicated, they're sacred. What you did is dirty. The audience gasped. Every pause and side glance felt loaded. The host attempted to steer them toward peace, but wounds ran too deep. Chrissy's voice trembled as she said, "I never meant to hurt you. I thought I could handle it." Jim's response was chilling. "I don't know if this can ever be fixed." The cameras rolled on their silent grief. Chrissy's tear-filled eyes, Cam's hands clenched in his lap, and Jim's stone-cold gaze. By the end, it was clear this wasn't a simple cheating rumor or a weekend fling. It was a collapse of trust and family, a betrayal so profound that no single conversation could mend it. As the lights dimmed, the host asked the crowd what they thought, but no one had an answer. Outside the studio, fans flooded social media with their take. Was Chrissy a faithful partner? Was Cam a backstabber? Could Jim ever forgive them? The streets of Harlem, once ringing with Dipset anthems, now echoed with questions no one could answer. And long after the cameras powered down, the fallout continued. Proof that some betrayals cut too deep to ever heal. Today's reunion special gave us an unfiltered look at three people caught in a web of betrayal and broken trust. When the cameras started rolling, the tension was so thick you could feel it in your bones. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin sat facing each other, rigid and tense, while Camron trailed off to the side. After a long silence, Camron finally spoke. "I get where you're coming from," he said quietly, glancing at Jim. "But I'm out of this. You two figure it out." He stood up, shoulders squared, and walked away. The room fell silent. No one knew if that was the end of their link or a pause before more drama. Social media exploded afterward. Jim posted a cryptic message, something about preparing for what's next, which only made fans wonder if he was planning a comeback or something darker. Chrissy stayed off Instagram completely, her silence only adding more questions. Some viewers felt for Jim, praising his promise to put loyalty first. Others pitied Chrissy, thinking her guilt must be unbearable. But opinions were mixed. Some people said, "This isn't just about friends fighting. It's about a family falling apart in public." Others wondered if the entire event had been staged for ratings. Yet everyone agreed on one thing. This was more than a simple argument. It was an emotional meltdown on camera. A few days later, James Jimmy Jones hinted in another post that he needed time to heal. Chrissy finally broke her silence with a vague apology. "Life threw me a curveball. I'm sorry for the pain I caused. I hope we find peace." Her message, though short, sparked thousands of comments, some offering sympathy, others demanding more details. Meanwhile, Camron posted a clip of himself walking down a hallway, head down, murmuring, "You never know who to trust until it's too late." That video sparked fresh theories. Was he the betrayer or the one who got hurt the most? The reunion might have ended, but the fallout is far from over. Will Jim and Chrissy find a way back to each other? Can Camron explain his role in this mess? Or is this the final chapter of a bond that once felt unbreakable? Right now, only time will tell, and the world is watching every move.